Hello everybody. Welcome to the Money Details, a personal finance channel where we share the best tips for making the most of your money through your banking, borrowing, and spending. Today we're going to talk about Navy Federal Credit Union and refinancing an auto loan with them. They have some really great refinance rates that I wanted to cover for those that may have an auto loan that's at a higher rate before rates went down this year. So we had a 2019 truck that was purchased in 2018 that had a 72-month term, a payment of $1,018 a month. So had at the beginning of the summer had 48 months left on that term, so paid it down for 2 years, and had an interest rate of 3.84% with USAA. So it was clearly time to take a look at doing an auto refinance rate. So taking a look at Navy Federal's current auto refinance rates, this is in December of 2020. They're fantastic. They've actually gone down a little bit since we went through the refinancing process, which again was in the summertime. Now, so starting rate, depending on your age of your vehicle, mileage, and the loan term that you're looking for. Now, all lenders have a little bit different buckets that they put their rates into. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time just kind of walking through how Navy Federal looks at the different vehicles and how they're going to classify, the interest rates. New vehicles are going to be those vehicles that are 2021, 2020, 2019, and are going to have less than 7,500 miles. So if you've gone ahead and bought a vehicle in the last year, maybe even up to effectively 2 years ago, if you got early on kind of a 2019 vehicle and you have really low mileage, you're going to be able to take advantage of these new vehicle rates. And have a vehicle that's in that same year group, 2019, 2020, 2021, and you've already got, a bigger chunk of miles on it. So that 7,500 to 30,000 miles, you're going to be in the late model used vehicle rates with rates as low as 2.19%. And then if you get into older vehicles, 2018 and older, or anything that has over 30,000 miles. So if for some reason you've got a brand new 2020 vehicle and you have put a ton of miles on it, even in this crazy 2020 year of pandemic, you're going to be at a used vehicle rate, not a new vehicle rate. But if you've kept the low mileage and you have a vehicle in the last 3 model years, you can take advantage of the new vehicle rates, which are, excellent. But even if you're not in that category, the late model used vehicle rates are also really, really fantastic. And that's what we fell into. We were into the late model used vehicle with a 2019 having more than 7,500 miles, but less than 30,000. At the time that we refinanced at the beginning of the summer, the rate was 2.39 for a 60-month term. And you can see here that that's gone down just a smidgen to 2.29 for that 37 to 60-month type of time frame. So obviously the lower term that you're going to have on your vehicle loan, the better rates that you're going to get. But when you see the difference between 3 years or less or 3 to 5 years at 0.1%, there's not a lot of real difference here. And we like to go for a little longer term, have a lower monthly payment, and be able to deploy our funds elsewhere than to have it tied up in a car payment that has to be made. You can always make additional payments. Some people like to have a lower term. They like to have that discipline. We like to have, flexibility in how we're deploying our funds. So I just wanted to pop over. Navy Federal does have a pretty good calculator to kind of compare loans. This is more kind of aligned to comparing different loan offers, but we can apply it in terms of taking a look at the loan that we had previously, had about $48,000 left, had a remaining term of 48 months, and we're paying just under 3.9%. So we've averaged it out here just based on their calculator to 3.9%. And then we plugged in the new loan that we'd be taking out at the lower interest rate of, in our case, 2.39%. Here rounded up to 2.4%, same amount. And then, of course, a different loan term because we were looking at the 60 months. So even though we refinanced into a loan that has a 1 year greater loan term than where we were currently at, because we have that 1.5, almost 1.5% loan interest rate savings between the two different loans, our new payment ended up being $834. So a difference of $184 a month in terms of monthly payment that we'd be saving by refinancing with Navy Federal. Now, of course, over the long term, and that's what's helpful that Navy Federal, this calculator that they provide, enables you to do, is to see what's really going to be the difference in the total cost between one loan and another. So loan one, the loan that we were currently at with USAA, would have cost us $934 more if we'd stayed with it than moving to loan two. So kind of a no-brainer. There's no cost in refinancing with Navy Federal. It's going to save almost $1,000, get a lower monthly payment to be able to deploy cash elsewhere and however makes sense, paying down other debt, making investments, whatever makes sense for you. So another great advantage of refinancing your auto loan with Navy Federal Credit Union is they've had this really great promotion. They're going to give you $200 when you bring over an auto loan from another lender. Once you get approved, they're going to go ahead and deposit that within, I think, 30 or 60 days after your loan transfers over to Navy Federal. They're just going to go ahead and put a deposit into your Navy Federal membership account. Remember, you do have to be a member in order to apply for an auto loan with Navy Federal. So you do have to establish a membership before you're going to be able to go through the auto loan process. Okay, so here we are at Navy Federal Credit Union's auto refinance application. The process first starts off with this information sheet. The first thing to note, very important, your vehicle must be financed with another lender. So if you already have Navy Federal, unfortunately, you can't refinance with them. The title needs to be held by another financial institution. You need to be moving the loan over to Navy Federal to take advantage of their refinance rates. As long as that's the case, they give you a summary of what you're going to need to have on hand to be able to apply. Pretty basic, basically what you would expect for an auto loan. Your VIN number for your vehicle, which you can actually get from your vehicle, or the easiest thing is to do is usually get from your insurance card, which should be in your vehicle. And if not, you can take a look at online if you have your insurance information accessible that way. Log into whoever has your insurance and get the information that way. The exact mileage of the vehicle on the day that you're applying for, what state the vehicle is registered in, and then your lender information, right? So most notably your payoff amount. Most banks and most financial institutions will have a place when you go into your loan to click off and look for, a payoff amount. Typically like a 10 or 14 day payoff is what you can get generated for that. And that's what you're going to want to do. You want to make sure that the amount that the Navy Federal is paying off is going to fully pay off your loan. Otherwise, you're going to have to deal with that difference in order to make sure that the title gets successfully transferred over to Navy Federal. All right, so assuming you've got that all in hand and you're ready to apply, you're going to go ahead and hit the continue button. So let's just walk through the auto refinance application. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, whether you're applying individually or jointly with somebody else, they remind you you're going to need to have, some basic, employment income type of information available, but it's not complicated. It just walks you through the steps. You're going to take your current lender information, that payoff information, loan information. You've got kind of what we were looking for. loan amount and term of 60 months. Yeah, applicant information, your contact email, employment, whether you own a home and what that monthly payment is going to be. And then go ahead and do a submission for that initial approval, but didn't get that immediate approval. But not to worry. So we get this, your loan request is under review, shows what the lowest rate could be, that 2.39%, which is what we were looking for, shows the highest rate could be 18%, obviously a no-go. We wouldn't be bringing the loan over if we got that high of a rate. And when you first get this notification, some people may get that instant decision, but if you don't, you're still going to be walking through and providing a little bit more information. So they're going to want to know if you want that guaranteed asset protection that gives that coverage in the event that the loan amount is greater than the value of your car. And you get some information about how you want your documents to be delivered and whatnot. So ultimately you get to a point where you get to review and submit. And this is where you find out kind of the key information, right? Of, okay, they say typically a decision is made in less than 2 hours. So if you have our experience, you don't get that instantaneous loan decision. They need to do something on their end. It's not expected to be a long period of time. They say they're going to contact via email or text, and that was our experience. We got our loan decision less than 2 hours later, came via email, kind of that big heading approval, approved, and then the text of the email talked about going ahead and going in and signing loan documents. So going in and signing loan documents is making sure all that information is correct, of all that VIN number, all that type of stuff, going ahead and electronically signing. So it was super simple. You go ahead and sign, you get an email immediately after, with copies of those loan documents. And then Navy Federal goes ahead and pays off your other auto lender, and you're good to go. So it was a super, super simple process. Okay, so super important. When can you expect to receive the $200 incentive, assuming Navy Federal is still offering this at the time that you're applying? Our experience, we got it about exactly 60 days after we applied for the loan, just automatically deposited into our account. Super simple, didn't have to do anything for it. So overall, would just give 5 stars to the experience with Navy Fed in terms of how quickly loan decision came out, processing, super simple and easy. If you found this video helpful, we would love it if you tap the like button. If you're interested in more content on ways to save when spending money or borrowing and banking, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks. If you found this video helpful, we would love it if you tap the like button. If you're interested in more content on ways to save when spending money or borrowing and banking, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks.